We're going to talk about something that has been in the news lately that is kind of eye-opening to me. Sorbitol and sugar alcohols. Sorbitol's been in the news lately with some disturbing findings. First of all, if you don't know what that is, it's in practically every single thing that I've looked at in the grocery store. It's even in the baked goods in the bakery, and even in the proteins in the bakery at grocery stores like Vons and Ralph's here in California. Let's start off with the basic. What is sorbitol?
Sorbitol is a
sugar alcohol.
Is a sugar alcohol. It belongs to the family of sugar alcohol.
And sugar alcohols are deadly to dogs, right?
Yes, especially xylitol. They're fatal. Can be fatal.
Wow. But humans can eat it.
Which tells you something about whether we should be eating it or not. First of all, sugar alcohols are chemical contrivances that have been developed to replace sugar. And sugar
have they been developed to save money too?
Initially, it was the noble side was to cut down people's sugar consumption.
Okay.
But, of course, sugar alcohols are very, very cheap to make, and they're very highly concentrated, and they can sweeten things immensely for a fraction of what it would take to use natural sugars.
Yeah.
Now, you can identify a sugar alcohol on a label because it's funny words, and they all end in OL.
Tall.
Yeah,
or all.
Sorbitol, xylitol, mannitol, erythritol, they're all sugar alcohols, and they all have one thing in common. They can potentially give you severe gastric distress.
So if you want to avoid sugar, which one do you use?
I wouldn't use any of them personally.
Okay.
If I really want to avoid sugar, which I am quite fond of doing, I would use something, all right, and everybody get ready to gasp. I would use Splenda.
Oh, Splenda, yeah.
Now, everybody's got all of this evidence about Splenda and how terrible it is.
Well, there was a lot of misinformation about Splenda too, right?
Yeah, and I agree that it's not the greatest stuff in the world, but we're also not talking about eating it by the cupful either.
No.
If you want to have a sweet beverage and you have blood sugar problems, it's probably better to have one, not 12, but one, to satisfy that taste. And as far as I'm concerned, as a chemist, Splenda or sucralose is a lot less harmful to the body in minute amounts, which is what you should be ingesting anyway, than the sugar alcohols.
Yeah.
Those can create tremendous gastrointestinal disturbances, chronic diarrhea. The list is just, and more is coming out, as you said. More is coming out all the time about these sugar alcohols.
Yeah.
About how dangerous they are.
Well, it's been, in the news, and they're talking about how the kids are consuming so much of it. It really affects, I'm sure it affects insulin and blood sugar too.
That's a funny story because you would think it would not because it contains no sugar, contains no carbs.
But so your body thinks that.
That's right. When that sweet taste hits your tongue, it sends a message to your brain. And your brain doesn't know that there's fake sugar in the world.
Yeah.
And so it does its job and starts sending a message to your pancreas to increase insulin levels. So now you've increased insulin levels, but you've got no sugar.
Yeah.
And now you're in a hell of a mess because now the insulin that's been secreted to excess has no job to do.
Yeah.
So it circulates around in the system, elevating inflammatory markers. It's just really wonderful.
Yeah.